lovely, finely conditioned autumn chub, £3, 5 ounces. Lovely condition. Absolutely strong and healthy fight in the current. It was just on a link leisure with 2 double SG shot with a little bit of flake fed into the swim, balled and fed into the swim with a little bit of maggots. And yeah, this one took a nice fat juicy lob one. You can see it's in fine condition. Really typical kind of Blackwater chevin. Really beautiful. And it's a lovely day for it today. Really nice and sunny. And yeah, very nice too. Nice way to kickstart a fishing trip. Anyway, let's get it slip back, shall we? It's a really nice nick there. Nice tentative pluck there. I'm being a bit finicky, so I did feed in a little bit of liquidised bread. I'll just have this one. A little bit bigger than the other one. Certainly broad but hollow, £3, 8 ounces. Lovely condition though. Really good scrap. Tried to get me under the near margin stinging nettle bed that's hanging right into the margin there. But yeah, lovely looking fish. Really nice condition. Once again, just on a link leisured lobworm into the slack on the far bank, and yeah, put up a cracking fight. Very, very enjoyable fight. And well, they were being a bit wary. That's why I did feed in a little bit after winding in. I just fed in only a light amount of maggots and liquidised bread. Now it's been laced to liquidised bread with a little bit of krill, and yeah, got their confidence up a bit, and certainly got them feeding. Anyway, it's a nice looking fish. Certainly stockier than the other one, and longer, and it's got a broader flank, but yeah, it's quite hollow, as I say, £3, 8 ounces. Let's get it slipped back, shall we? An absolutely lovely autumnal Blackwater chub. Well, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put some more bait into this swim. I'm going to head off further downstream, maybe trickle a little bit of bait into a few other swims, then fish them in rotation, see if I can get a few more bites. So it's quite finicky in this spot. I'd have to say they can be very forthcoming on certain days and not so forthcoming on others. Now the river is really up, and it's quite a sunny day, but you know, water clarity's very, very low, so you know, wouldn't expect them to be wary of the bait presentation. That's just the way they can be at times, chub. Their greed can be feast or famine, and sometimes they can be very greedy and very, very susceptible to trundled link leisured baits. This occasion, it's not been too bad. I mean, I've picked up 2 nice £3 plus chub, and you know, this swim I would have said they're normally a little bit less picky. I did, as I say, have to introduce some liquidised bread laced with krill. A few casters in there because I don't like to waste any of my bait, so that's gone in there as well. And just let that settle for around about 30 minutes. And spend some time with the lovely horses here. Ever so friendly. One of them come up about 20 minutes ago, kept like talking to me. I suppose you could say it was body language. It come up behind me, as much as say, take notice of me. Have you got any food? And yeah, I spent some time with them, then cast back out again, trundled the worm through, received a few tentative plucks, struck and missed a couple of bites. I do feel the fish were actually grabbing the bottom of the worm, but it's all come good, and a lovely pristine chub like that. Anyway, as I say, gonna head off downstream now. Catch you in a bit. Bye bye. Well, as you can probably tell from the fish that I had earlier, I am link pleasuring today, and it's absolutely great to be back out doing a little bit of autumn roving on the Blackwater. I'm just using my standard low resistance link pleasure setup. As you can see there, it's a 9 bream low resistance run ring, quick change as well. That's just 2 double SSGs on there, a little Enterprise tackle protector bead and little anti-tangle sleeving just to help kick the hook link away from the link pleasure itself. That's just very adjustable. I can slide that up or down without damaging the line, and just adjust the length of the tail at will, which is really useful because some days when you're roving about for chub, they're not always too forthcoming with a shorter tail and a longer tail wafting about. You can pick up a few more fish. Anyway, that's running down to a size 10 pallet tracks of the hook. Now, ground bait wise with me, I've just bought a little bit of liquidised bread. It's been laced with a little bit of krill, just give a nice scent trail but not overfeed the fish. Bait wise, I've got bread flake with me, maggots, lobworms. Do like using my lobworms when I'm out chub fishing, and they're just a great bait in general. And also, ever faithful, cheese paste. Now, that's not a pastry and cheese mix, that is a bread and cheese mix. That's also mixed with a little bit of salt and fresh garlic. Now, you can use garlic puree, what you can get in the tubes in Sainsbury's or Tesco's. I just like to use fresh garlic. I find it's got a nice strong kick to it, and as my family tend to use quite a lot of garlic in the cooking, I've always got a ready supply of fresh garlic, so I tend to put that in. That's made up to just a nice kind of putty, plasticine consistency. So basically, a good standard classic bait, as I say, maggots, casters, lobworms, cheese paste, bread, and a little bit of liquidised bread. Gonna head on, as I say, further downstream, and yeah, see if we can pick up a few more of these chub. I've been a little bit picky today. I know the river is up a bit, but I think that's really the problem. I just do think they've been a bit tentative with their bites. But anyway, I'm gonna just crack on and yeah, see if we can pick a few more of those lovely chevin up. Well, I've had a few tentative plucks here. Just rolling lobworm downstream under this bush. And, yeah, getting a few little taps, but I do only think it's small fish. That's a lovely looking area, isn't it? All this nice coverage. Obviously the river is up, but in summertime, you can imagine all this foliage, lovely little holes and holding areas for chub to lay up. It's really spot on. Absolutely glorious day though to be out, isn't it? Beautifully sunny. It's just wonderful. Well, as you will have seen, I moseyed on downstream to fish a few different swims that I dropped some bait into earlier. A little bit of liquidised bread mixed with maggots. As I say, it's been laced with krill. Now, the idea behind that is that it gets the fish's confidence up, leave those swims for a while, and then you fish them in a rotation. and that can pay off quite handsomely. I've had some very good captures of chevin using that tactic, but in this case, in a couple of swims where I didn't record, I chopped and changed between lobworm, bread, flake and cheese paste, but to no avail. A case of close but no cigar. I do believe the chub are along there. I think as light dims, there will be a few fish to be picked up. Now, I'm not sure if I'll be staying into darkness. I might be heading off home, I'm not too sure yet. But I do hope to be going back upstream and fishing 2 or 3 swims just as the sun's setting. But for the time being, I'll have a little look further downstream, as I've not fished this whole reach at all, and see if there's any opportunistic spots where I can drop in on maybe another chub or two. It's been an enjoyable day regardless though. Absolutely glorious sunshine, and yeah, I can't think of a better way to spend a Sunday. Absolutely glorious in the countryside, doing what you enjoy. Anyway, I'm going to head off downstream, see if we can maybe pick up another chub. Who knows? Well, I'm glad I stayed on. I decided to fish one of the swims where I didn't have any bites, which I recorded you earlier and showed you. There you go. This is why I do like to sometimes rotate swims, maybe fish a bit into darkness. It's a lovely £5 on the button Blackwater chub. It's in beautiful condition. Absolutely made my day. It was just on a small bit of cheese paste. Really, really nice. Great scrap in the current as well. It's been an interesting game today of chess against the chub, and it's been great fun as usual. Anyway, let's get this beauty slip back, shall we? Well, I'm all packed up. It's been a very enjoyable and pleasant bit of roving. Quite interesting today, outwit the fish, and yeah, as I said, I did feel there was a few better chub about that might, you know, lose a bit of apprehension once it got a little bit dark, and so I decided to go back to the spots which you saw me in earlier and just place a nice little bit of cheese paste along there, a few little bits snapped off and thrown into the swim, and a nice little small round bit on the hook, and that did prove the downfall of that £5 chub. But the thing is, putting the bait in and rotating the swims did still pay off to a certain extent. It's certainly really nice to pick up those 3 fish and just get out today. I must admit, it's getting rather cool now, and I stupidly didn't pack a flask of tea with me, so I'm quite looking forward to getting home and wrapping my hands around a nice warm cup of tea or coffee. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Till my next one, hopefully that won't be in the too distant future. Yeah, tight lines. Goodbye.